Right now, the time is 4:54 in Pacific Standard Time. But you will see this at the perfect place and time. I wanted to gather you all for a while now to talk and discuss and chit chat on the topic of memory loss, mass memory loss.
Your ring.
Yeah, I wear it all the time.
God, that makes me miss New York.
You've been to New York?
Ha ha, very funny.
What?
We went together.
I've never been to New York.
You got your ring there.
I've had this for like 7 years.
Yeah, when you got it in New York 7 years ago.
Is there proof?
Here, a picture of us in Times Square.
Oh, wait!
Yeah.
So that wasn't a dream.
No.
Huh.
AKA MK Ultra. So if you're in this community or any community that is spiritual or conspiracy theorists, you may have heard of MK Ultra. MK Ultra is a experiment that was done on a group of people. This was secret, this was illegal, this was classified at some point. And we're just now truly getting the truth, or we've had the truth for a while, but we're just now really able to process what that truth it really is and what it means. I'm not going to get into the history of MK Ultra that much because you can do the research yourself. It's free, all online. They've taken down a lot of stuff from YouTube and Google over the years because of the control of knowledge and information, of course, which is part of what I'm talking about. Controlling knowledge, controlling truth, limiting free speech, the Mandela effect, changing things and trying to gaslight the masses so that we do not trust our own memory, our own mind, and what is really stored in all that junk DNA. What does junk DNA have to do with this? Junk DNA has a lot to do with this, actually, but we will get there, okay? Just keep in mind, I'm only going to touch on this. I'm only going to tantalize you a little bit. And if you guys show a deeper interest, I will go on a deeper level with this topic, and I will elaborate, and I can even go over the history of MK Ultra. Let's just get into it. So the reason I really want to talk about this topic with you guys is because I myself have been getting penetrated by a lot of these attacks. They're chemical attacks, sound frequency attacks, all sorts of things, guys. And it's really important that you understand that there is many ways to, kind of numb someone's mind. It's like, I know that, the way that the system has been set up for the New World Order, it's supposed to put people in such a space where they either surrender to the control of someone else, they free themselves, or they just leave the planet by way of unaliving themselves, and we'll get there too. We'll talk more about that as well, because that is a whole topic in itself, or just desiring to be not in a physical body anymore because of the weight of existence that has been put upon you purposely to just kind of like reset. That's what the intention is. So there's chemical trails that are sprayed into the air supply via jet. It's a combination of heavy metals, and these are metals that are seen on the periodic table. Or did I say it right? Barium, my apologies. And they even have this little joke that I've seen on like a patch that the pilots that spray use. And these are pilots that are, well-versed and some of them, I think, some people do jobs and they're just assigned the job, they just do it without asking, but some people are well aware of what the plot is, what the intent is, and they think that it's actually sort of funny because they're basically just memory swiping you so that you are less likely to go against what is being put upon you or served to you or prepositioned to you. You'll be so distraught, you'll be so confused, you'll be so out of your mind with, when this switch into the age of Aquarius, which we just switched into, and Pluto switch into Aquarius. That's why they always say Pluto isn't a planet. Pluto isn't a planet. Any body, any mass that is within the galaxy and moving along as a planet, it's nothing wrong with considering a planet, okay? And we have to be aware that, you know, everything in our galaxy, in our system, it has a reason, it has a place, whether we understand it or not. Okay, I just wanted to say that, all right? Yeah, so it's not just the spraying of the chemicals in the sky, it's which has been happening for a very long time as well, but it's also in our water supplies. It's the fluoride and the other heavy metals that are in our water supply, and if we don't drink it, which a lot of us know better, we gotta wash our hands with it, we gotta brush our teeth with it, we gotta bathe in it, and these things absorb into the skin like extremely quickly. There was a lady I saw on TikTok or Instagram who basically did an experiment. This was an everyday lady, mom, okay, house mom, 5 for 5 on the time when I said that. But she, you know, and that just reflects the times that we're in, just regular old people, you know, waking up to certain realities. So she put chlorine. She basically did a little experiment where she put her hand in the chlorine water, and she was able to see somehow how quickly the chlorine absorbed into her hand, because it was no longer in the water supply, it was then inside of her, and it only took a few minutes. And when water is warm, guys, it opens our pores to make us more susceptible to what is inside of the water supply. So it's like, if you're not evolving, as in buying water filters, not using water or anything like that, which is the kind of evolution that people have been having to perform or grow into, it's quite unfortunate, because, you know, if you don't do that, then you have to have knowledge of how to do a deep metal cleanse, how to protect yourself from free radicals. They're taking the seeds out of the fruits that help our bodies fight against heavy metals, exposure, and free radicals. For example, seeds in the grapes. Another way that they affect our memory and try to affect our DNA, our genes, our cellular structure, is to give us unnatural foods. So this is one that I will touch on in this video, but it's GMO foods. GMO foods, they do not nurture our bodies properly the way that they are meant to, because they are genetically modified. Genetically modified food should be used only for emergencies. In case of famine, war, food loss, things like that. That's the only reason we should ever use GMO foods. Thank God our spirits, especially those who are really rooted with this planet, who are really indigenous to this planet, we're really the ones that you guys should be so lucky to hear from, because we, no matter what type of war that we experience, our soul and our genes are so rooted in the memory of what's going on here. And that's when I'm getting to my point of junk DNA. So junk DNA, any scientist, okay, you let them explain it. They'll say, oh, we don't know what junk DNA is. We don't know what that extra DNA is. As a scientist, or a person that's into science myself, an avid scholar, anyone knows that when there is a mystery, it's like science goes even harder to discover what that is. So that's the first red flag. The second is they know exactly what junk DNA is. It's a bunch of things that prove that humans are not as human as we are taught that we are.
Is this a game?
Yes, me guessing the numbers you're putting behind my back.
Hey, don't irritate me. How do you guess 2 in a row?
My ancestors are helping me.
What's stupid ancestor? From what side of the family is your ancestor at?
All sides, baby. They help me.
Hey, don't irritate me.
Come on.
Do you think I play with you?
Okay, come on.
Ah.
Let me know when it's up. Is it up?
Yes.
6.
You are very demonic.
Okay, stay with me. There are lots of things, etheric things, that are connected to our very DNA, spirals, that allow us to connect with inanimate objects, animals, each other without speaking. regenerate very quickly, make us very fast, make us very strong. All of these things they know, but they're not going to tell you because they've wanted to know. They had to understand deeply and fully before you could, because then they have a one up on you. But you, the gag is, and y'all really need to lean into and commune with your indigenous and African people, because we will never forget what's encoded within our DNA. It just can't happen. 1010 was on the time when I said that. And the attacks are just falling off naturally because people are awakening. The point in erasing our memories to this extent, or going to these great lengths, is to make us defenseless when this switch just happened and we moved into an Aquarius. But it's not working. They're seeing it. I know that there will be a lot of, I'm trying to decide whether I should talk about the prophetic messages that I received today, or if I should not. No, not today. So I will just end this by saying, hold on to your memory as well as you can, because even though you will not be affected like they want you to be affected, and you have already won, if I'm being honest with you, I'm really being honest, not gassing you. 11:11's on the time when I said that. Read just for the sake of exercising your mind. Not just read. Don't just read, y'all, because then you're just becoming a vessel for someone else's information. So be careful what you read. I'll correct myself and say write. You need to write. You need to get a journal and a pen, pencil, and you need to physically write on physical paper. Anything, just write it. It's best to write your thoughts, but just write anything, okay? And when you want to read, go back and read your journals. Some of my favorite things to read out of all these books is my own journal. If I grab a book, I usually just pull it out, open it, and things that I randomly come across, it activates me. So don't be afraid when you feel like your mind is slipping. You don't remember. God is doing blessings everywhere. Nature's doing blessings everywhere to prove to us 12:12 on the time that we are a miracle. We are the magic. We are the science that we learn. There is no undoing what cannot be undone. God is proving in so many ways. There's a lady and her husband on Instagram where she had an aneurysm. She lost all connection, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the time, to her memories, her thoughts, her ability to walk on her own, speak on her own, use her muscles, use her body correctly. And it's literally reversing itself after they told her she would not walk again. She would not talk again. And this is God's work. This is nature's work, proving to us little by little, see what can be done. The body is so highly intelligent. 13 minutes when I said that. It's so perfect and so intelligent. Technology would never amount 1313 on the time to what the human body is, to what nature is. But they want to confuse you and spin your mind so fast with all of this tech they're suddenly dropping on us all of a sudden. Now all of a sudden all the tech is ready. But really it's because they just want to get your pocket and get you buying this and that, making you feel like you need it. Oh, I won't survive without it. Listen, take your time, learn it, embrace it, but know that you created it. You created it. You are more intelligent than it. Your intelligence, your atoms, your cells, control it, all of it. I will elaborate in another video, but let me know if you guys want that. Let me know. like I said, I talked about this because I'm experiencing my own bouts of memory loss and short-term memory loss. And these are things that I am experiencing, I think, because of like just trauma, ADHD, like all kinds of different things I could be experiencing right now. But we're all of these names of things that they label us as is just to basically describe us being superhuman beings. We're not as human, like as we've been told. We are human. But we're beyond human. We always have been. We always have been. But they've been trying to genetically modify us to just be a little bit more dumb, to prohibit evolution from happening, unfortunately. So I think that's all I have. I think that's all I have for you guys. And I really hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, strengthen your mind. I highly recommend mushrooms of all kinds, psychedelic mushrooms, regular mushrooms, Reiki, turkey tail, all the mushrooms, all the things, and learn about it. Learn how to take it. And on top of that, puzzles, games, all of that stuff, guys. And try to limit. Just be aware of what you're taking in when you're doom scrolling, when when you're in brain rot mode. Just like make sure that you're paying attention to what you're intaking. Okay? I love you guys, and I believe in us, and I'm so excited about where we've just entered. Today is December 10th. So 12/10/2024, and now it's currently 5:11 on the time. That's 7. 7 has been a huge number for me today, but I believe today might be I'm not even gonna get into that right now because I'm channeling, so I don't want to start getting like too logical. Except to say, I'm very excited, y'all, because that's what I was saying. Thank you, Holy Spirit. So the satanic energy is making its round. Like there's this wheel, this unseen etheric wheel of Dharma, and it's a rise and fall. So one minute the light is on top, the next minute the shadows are on top, next minute truth is on top, next minute falseness is on top, and it just goes and goes. But the difference is, now that we're in the age of Aquarius, there is no shadows, there's nothing to hide behind, everything is lit up. Imagine that it's day all the time and there is no night. Even when there's night, you can still see. That's the vibe, okay? So although the devil or Satan or whatever is making its rounds in trying to test us and tempt us in ways that will just really meant to grow us and strengthen us, we really have entered what we've all been waiting for in the times where most of us beings and entities have come here for and reincarnated for. Some of us are not even really familiar with the planet Earth, but we're here to help save a galactic mass, a mass of beauty and life. So I think that's it now. I'm gonna let you guys go. Oh yeah, before I go, I want to touch on this one random thing, but I want to speak on the way that I speak. It is something that I really, really realized today. So, since I was born, since I began to speak, I've always spoke very different than everybody around me. A lot of people thought, it's because of school she started off going to, and this and that. But no, I was born speaking this way. I prefer to speak perfect English. It's, it was natural to me. As a soul, I'm very aware of myself. So, in this body, incarnated in this life, this is how I speak. My voice is connected to your voice, is connected to your soul, it's connected to your spirit. So I speak perfect English because it helps me to be understood. And part of one of the biggest reasons I'm here is to speak. 1919 was on the time, is to speak and influence. So that's why God brought me here to speak this way and speak to you. When I speak with my St. Louis accent or my Los Angeles influenced accent or any other accents, and dialects that have influenced the way that I speak. It's literally me speaking in another language. It's a language switch, and the purpose of it, I did not do it purposely. It happened naturally because I realized that when I speak like this, some people, which is natural to me, okay, I can't reach certain people, or I'm not able to reach certain people because it's like I'm speaking another language when I'm using the words that I'm using, and unfortunately, I almost had to regress my mind, my speech, the way that I am, the way that I talk, my intelligence. I had to literally almost like regress it for the sake of connecting with humanity on this planet. And that has held me back a lot. So I don't really want to continue to allow myself to do that unless, okay, I'm feeling the need or to do so, or being called to do so, okay? Because I don't want to lose the essence of myself, but I also do like to allow myself to be comfortable in how I have evolved, because even though I have looked at it as regression, I'm actually looking at it now, and Spirit almost wanted me to correct myself. Holy Spirit wanted me to correct myself on camera. It's actually a progression because it's learning multiple languages. It was 21:12 on the time, so it's like mirroring. So it's like it's not making people necessarily have to come up to me and forcing them to reach a certain space. It's more so connecting and reaching out to them. Nobody's reaching up or down to anyone. We're reaching out to one another by learning other languages. I highly encourage everyone to exercise as much of their brain capacity as they can. So don't just end it with exercising the brain with puzzles and games. Learn languages. Use your left hand if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, use your right hand. Take a different path. Just shake up your world enough to where your mind is staying sharp, okay? And exercise your brain. Use your brain to its full capacity. If you guys want me to do a part 2, let me know. That's all I have for you guys, truly. Like, seriously, this time. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Until next time.